Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Rico back at it again. Welcome to another edition of the Rico Report. Welcome, folks. We ain't gonna sit here and beat a dead horse over and over again about this James Cook situation. I and a lot of Bills fans are happy to announce the deal is done. The deal is done. It feels like this has been a James Cook saga all offseason long. In our heart of hearts, Brandon Beane gave you every intention that the deal's going to get done. You knew it was going to get done. He was talking about, yeah, maybe next year. But the pressure of the hold-in made my guy Brandon Beane buckle. And I don't want to use the word buckle because it's not, it comes more up on the negative side. But I think it had to make him come back to the table. Right? Sometimes when you walk away from a deal, you're like, "Oh, I'm not even going to touch this. I'm not even talk about it. Let's just deal with this next year." My man James Cook was like, "We ain't dealing with this next year." You know what I got to deal with next year? You may not be thinking about it, or you might be to your advantage, but it's not in my advantage. If I wait till next year, I got to deal with the next crop of guys that are going to be wanting deals. I got to be dealing with the next crop of guys that are coming into the draft. I need to have something worked out right now. And you got to give credit. You got to give credit to James Cook for holding in, if you will, and not just, just saying, you know what? Yeah, I'll take your word for it. I'm going to wait. I'll say this. We are never promised tomorrow. You don't know what's going to take place. You don't know what's going to happen. I'm talking about right now. I need this right now. I don't know if I'm going to step on a mat and trip over and then bust my knee up, and then all of a sudden I'm no value to you. And our guy James Cook decided to say, you know what? I'm going to bet on myself. I know what I'm worth. I know what I bring to the table. I guess I got to put a little pressure on Bills management so you guys can realize what you guys have in me. And that's exactly what took place. James Cook has officially signed his deal, which makes him a $30 million man richer. That's right, $30 million. Our guy has signed himself a four-year deal. I believe it's a $48 million deal on a 4-year extended contract, which awards him $30 million guaranteed. Now, the debate right now is who won this deal? I mean, all Bills fan won this deal. Bills management won this deal. And the deal's been won by everybody because everybody got what the end goal was supposed to be. Running back signed long-term to a promising team. And that's exactly what we wanted to have. Waking up to that news was fantastic. I mean, listen, I was up really early, but my mind was on my other things. And I'm going through the group chat to like, Rico's going to be super salty about this, which is the running joke because I'm very critical of the running back position, more specifically James Cook. They think that I hate James Cook, which is wild. Over the time I've softened up to love his game, to appreciate his game. And the fact that we get this running back, we get him paired up with Josh Allen, reigning MVP, get him paired up with one of the best offensive linemen in the game. He not only brings the talent that he has, obvious talent that he has, but he has this ability to make nothing into something. And that's when you have the ability to have the speed, the awareness, the agility, you know what I mean? And this pure athleticism, that is the gift that you have in the running back position. The running back position is awesome. It's great, but there's a lot of that hole was supposed to be there. It wasn't. Now what do I do? And that's the beauty of that position. And for someone that's played the position, I love the position because you're constantly problem solving, right? You're problem solving. That's the path I was supposed to take. It's not there. What do? You can be a freaking Trent Richardson and try to make a hole your own way and run into the back of your lineman, or you can ad lib. You can move off the beat. You can do what needs to be done. You can go off course and usually good things and positive things happen when the ball is in that brother's hands. So you got to give it to him. You got to give it to him. He held tight. It says the deal is done when I'm happy with what you guys are going to offer me. And right now, based on what Brandon Beane was offering, he wasn't having it, which makes me wonder, with the deal that was accepted by James Cook, and he seems to be happy with it, what was being offered prior to? I'm still curious about that. Not that it matters now, but I'm still curious. Like, what was being offered that he was just adamant that he wasn't taking it? Right? He was standing on business for $15 million. Clearly had to stand off of that and take a lesser amount, which is on par with what we were talking about a few days ago, which was what tier running back was he? He was wanting and expecting to be paid amongst the top tier running backs in this game. And he ended up falling into that tier 2, which is in that Josh Jacobs / Alvin Kamara, right? In that 12 to 13 mil, give or take. I'm just gonna make sure that I have that properly. Yeah, Josh Jacobs making 12 million on the nose, and Alvin Kamara making 12.2. So here comes James Cook making about a $12 million deal. Now, when it comes down to the paperwork, what is presented is one thing. What you see and what will be, and once the numbers are crunched, is a whole other ball game. So, according to Spot Rack seems to be one of the websites that you can go and get a good breakdown of a contract and how it's done and why it was done a certain way. So let me just click on the right thing here, just so I can have the breakdown here. Not that one just yet, because it's one that gives you I apologize, what I'm looking for. The thing I'm looking for didn't even freaking go in there. Okay, that's not a big deal. Not a big deal, because I had it on my phone. So what you're looking at in terms of what the deal that took place with our guy James Cook was really a lesser deal in terms of an average per year deal. And it actually ended up working out to about $11.5 million per year. Okay. So that's what it ended up looking like. So how did this happen? Why did it happen that way at 11.5? And what took place exactly? How did this deal come into fruition, and how did it break down? So here's the deal. This is where James Cook wins in this game, right? He was looking at long-term rather than short-term. Short-term meaning, I want to get the most money. I want to be the top paid running back. I want at 15. That's what I want to get. I want to be paid amongst the best. And that's what he stood on. And he felt that he was good enough to get that. And you got to give him credit. He wanted that. He wanted that security, because the running back position, as we all know, the most disrespected position, the position that the league doesn't value as much. Gone are the days of having that bell cow back. Forget about the three down back, all that good stuff. It's all wrapped into one. That bell cow back. All right. So my man Slick says it's wrong. I'm going to show you. I have some stuff that proves that in terms of the numbers, because I'm not a numbers guy. I promise you that I'm not. I'm just going by what is being put out there. So what gone are those days? Dinosaurs, right? The three down back. So now you have a lot of these 1-2 punch scenarios. So right now, based on the money that this brother's getting, he's in that tier 2. So if you guys remember when I was going about what kind of contract do you think he deserves, there's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And I certainly didn't believe he was a tier 3 back. I think he was better than a tier 3 back, but I wasn't sure that he was amongst tier 1. And the way I saw it in terms of who is where, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, excuse me, the way I wanted to go about it was, okay, so what do they bring to the table, right? How are these guys getting paid the money they're getting paid? Well, if you look here, and I've showed this to you guys before, so this is no different. Now it's somewhat updated, but not quite. Let me just zoom this in real quick so you guys can have an idea. All right, so if you guys can see my screen, this will allow you to see what's going on. So obviously the top tier guys, the top four guys are here: Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor. Right? We settled on that being the top four, and at least in my opinion, these are your top four dudes, right? As of right now, in terms of what you're getting and what they're being paid. Alvin Kamara and Josh Jacobs were in a little tier of their own. Here comes Kyron Williams at 11 to 11 and a half. I think he got 11 mil a year, and James Cook getting paid about 11.5 to 12 a year. So now they make up that second tier, which becomes now Alvin Kamara, James Cook, Josh Jacobs, and Kyron Williams. And then following that, which is now tier 3, and then the rest of the guys, it goes to now Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, James Conner, David Montgomery. Now, that's going to be reset heavily next year. Next year, you know it's going to be reset because now you got the rookie class coming in. Obviously, Alvin, like Genti is making a big coin. We're going to find out what takes place there as well. But there's a whole lot of stuff that is taking place here. So let me tell you how it's broken down, because everybody's talking about, $12 million a year and he's getting 48 mil. Now, according to Spot Rack, it's been I think they finally got the details. So let me share that with you guys in just a moment, and find the page. I'm gonna share my screen so I don't go ahead and mess y'all up, because everybody was like, whoa, I thought he was getting paid $12 million a year. That's what I thought too, until the real numbers were broken down. So let's jump into it real quick. So boom, here we go. So let me share my screen for y'all so you guys can see what's up, and we will go from there. So according to Spot Rack, boom. So right now, I hope you guys can see that. Let me see if I can zoom it in for y'all. That's the best I can do right now. So James Cook's Bills extension, right? It's a 4 years, $46 million deal, according to Spot Track. All right. So how it's broken down, he's going to get $15.28 million guaranteed at signing. All right. That's sign up. So he's going to get that money right now. You sign in, boom, there's 15.2 mil right in your pocket. Now, in just shy of 6 months, he's going to get another $10.6 million next February, March. All right. And then he gets 10.3 in cash, $10 million in cash in 2025. And then he gets $1 million in 2028 to 29 as an escalator. So basically, and then over the 3 years that he's getting $30 million practical. That's what it's going to come down to. So right now, based on all and this was the market value that Spot Track had. So this is not what it is, but this is how the deal was broken down. So really what it comes down to at the end of the day is the Bills got themselves they worked it out for the average per year number, works out under the cap very well for them. And on top of that, James Cook gets long-term security. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. When you hear all these deals happen, and this guy got $76 million contract, so on and so forth, how much is that guaranteed money though? Then you see, I'm making a number up here. It's a $30 million guaranteed, right? Really, when you realize it's really a 2-year deal, and then the team has an out after 3 years. In this case, James Cook is on that team 3 years. They have pretty much invested in this guy for the next 3 years. They got to have him on the books, right? I don't see his I guess his performance dipping anytime soon. So he's on the team for the next 3 years. How you see it, that's just what it's going to be. 4th year, at that point, the Bills can decide to, we'll bring you on, redo your deal, whatever, or you can part ways. At that point, that brother's going to be pushing between 29 and 30, and then we can decide if he's going to be of value to the team at this point. So James Cook gets his money long term. So if something were to happen or his play dips, he's getting his no matter what. 30 mil. I'm sorry, I got my money. I'm guaranteed to get that money no matter what. But now I can put it all behind me. Let's get this thing rolling. And that's exactly what we did. So security at the end of the day is what is most important. At the end of the day is what it is. If you're guaranteed right now a job, they say, oh man, we can give you all this money, and we'll get you, we'll give you we'll pay you on the year basis, right? But employer can say, but I can let you go at any time, or I'll take a little less, but I'm guaranteed to be here the next 3 years working for you guys. I'll take that. I like that security. And in that security, and I'm speaking on James Cook, he might outplay his contract. He might come in and kill the game even more so. So now leverage becomes on his side, but it's the running back position. So we already know how that all shakes out at the end of the day. So I like the fact that the deal gets done. So I mean, you see a little bit of here what my man Spotrack says, and check this out. Look at this. With that deal being done, the Bills also freed up $2.2 million of 2025 cap space per the James Cook extension. So the deal includes a team-friendly cap hit of 5.8 mil. Lovely. Cap hit of 5.8 mil this year. You love to see that. And then for the 2020 due to a double bonus structure. This is where I don't get into the numbers like that because a double bonus structure, bro. I ain't into all that. I have to do a little bit more research to kind of get it down. So that being said, that's how it's broken down, right? 46 mil, right? 15.28, 10.6 next February, March. He gets 10.3 in 2025 cash right now. And then he's got $1 million in the 28-29 as an escalator. So big money going to my guy, Mr. James Cook. And you got to love what you're seeing here. You're saving a little money at the same time, and we go from there. So here's how it's looked this offseason. Brandon Beane has been absolutely busy. Josh Allen clears 6 years, $330 million. That is absolutely insane for one individual to make all that money. That is nasty work. James Cook comes in 4 years, $48 million. That's the freshly signed contract signed by James Cook. Is actually $46 million, but it's all good. Christian Benford, 4 years, $76. Greg Rousseau, 4 years at $80. 4 years, $50 for Terrell Bernard, and 4 years, $53. Let me tell you something. 6 years, 4 years, 4 years, 4 years, 4 years of Bernard. Listen, man, that's the core of this freaking team. If we don't bring a damn championship to Buffalo, knowing that we paid all them cats, Josh, 330, 48, 46, 48 mil for James Cook, 76 for Benford, 50 for, you know what I'm saying? Like, fellas, money is being made. Khalil Shakir getting 50 mil. Terrell Bernard, 50 mil. Greg Rousseau, 80 mil. 76 mil for Christian Benford. Yo, money was handed out this year for the core, the young core of these Bills. You gotta love it. You love to see it. You've re-signed a lot of your guys. That's a lot of money. Videsh is like, yo, 1.5 billion. That's what it's like. Honestly, man, that's a lot of money, man. There's a lot of money tied in right there. So, I mean, shoot, Josh Allen making over a quarter billion is listen, you love to see it. You love to see it. So $330 million, man, that is crazy. But need to have it. Those are the things you need to do to compete in this game. Sign the guys that you drafted, you developed. They've really come a long way in the community. That's obviously a big deal because that's what made this deal happen for James Cook. Now, let's get more into this James Cook, this contract and what it does for the Bills. Here's the deal with James Cook and signing. What was understood is that when players want to get paid, when players want certain things, you know what I'm saying, they'll either be a distraction to the team, they'll be talking, you know what I mean, to the media, I mean, out of pocket, out loud, all the things that, you know what I mean, like you're not really trying to hear a player do. You have players that are silent and they let their silence do all the speaking. I do not show up until I'm paid. Trey Hendrickson is doing that very thing right now, right? Didn't show up, didn't do anything. I think now he's doing a hold-in, but not participating unless a deal has happened. I don't think it's happened. So you can go that route. How well is that working out for you? Obviously, the dollar amount is different, but how well is that working out for you right now? Not great, because the Bengals still have yet to, you know what I mean, sign you long-term the way you want to. Nor do they want to trade you because you're an asset. So that's a whole different ballgame over here. So in this regard, what James Cook has done was, I showed up. They asked him about this. So explain this holdout situation. Explain this hold-in situation. Explain what it's been like. He's like, listen, man, at the end of the day, I showed up for my team to show that I don't want to be a distraction and I want to be part of this team. And I'm going to be here to show up for OTAs I'm going to show up for the mandatory mini camp. I'm going to do all this things. I'm here for training camp. I'm showing you that I'm about this team and I want to be here. That's the respect that I have for this team. And I totally agree. He could have sat out and did nothing, but he says, I'll be here. You respect it because he likes his team, loves his team, and he's showing up for them. But at the same time, I see a whole lot of these guys dropping like flies on my team, right? Khalil Shakir is dealing with an ankle injury right now. Okay, cool. You go to the defense. Cole Bishop, they're thinking of just, Damar Hamlin become the starter yet again, right? Hurt. I'm seeing all these players get hurt and not even get paid yet. And you want me to wait until next year? Heck no, I'm not doing that. And it worked out favorably for our guy, James Cook. So give him all the credit. He was patient. He waited it out, and he got what he felt like he deserved. I think, to me, this was a win for James Cook in terms of him getting his guaranteed, and he gets that security. You get that window of playing with the best quarterback in the game, playing with one of the best O-line in the game, right? You're playing with an offensive coordinator that understands you, that pretty much propped you up to make you get the deal that you got, if not for giving you the opportunity to get into the end zone, because that was pretty much what was lacking from James Cook. 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns the year 2 years before. Last year, only 2 rushing touchdowns, and then you hit the pavement going. 16 rushing touchdowns. You better thank Joe Brady for giving you these opportunities. And quite frankly, it should have been done way sooner than just last year. So did we get a great sample of what we're going to get the next 2 to 3 years? Because right now, if you think about it, James is going into his prime. You just signed James Cook going into his prime. No better time to get it done now. No better time to win the chip. No better time to really go for it. We were 1 game away, potentially one, from wrapping this up against the Chiefs and going into a Super Bowl to give a run to the Philadelphia Eagles. Who knows what would have taken place that time? But I'll say this. Gone are the distractions. Now we can focus on what is important. And that's cohesiveness. That's continuity, because that's exactly what Brandon Beane has done. He's kept the continuity together. He's kept the group together. The old gang's back together. Heck yeah. Core pieces on offense, core pieces on defense. And now it's a matter of putting it all together and actually finishing. It's all about finishing at this point. So James Cook becoming the latest signee to a plethora of Bill signees already, which is this is all fantastic news. So you love to see this, and I'm looking forward to seeing and listening to a lot more of the conversations being had about the James Cook. I know there was a whole lot of them today. Brandon Beane was talking about it. Some of the players were getting into it. Benford found out live that my man got paid, and he said something that was really cool. He goes, "That's some guy that means well all the time. Never has a mean bone in his body to do something ill towards the team or not." And like I said this earlier, that's what got the deal done. Brandon Beane alluded to, he's well respected in the locker room. The guys respect him. The guys absolutely love him. How do you not bring him back? So that's what you want to see. That's exactly what you want to see. So kudos to Brandon Beane putting it all together, getting his guy, a guy that he's drafted, and now becoming the first running back under his tenure that he's brought back on a multi-year deal. That's actually huge. And Brandon Beane now understands how to deal with guys that hold in, because not a whole lot of players will pull the stunt that James Cook played, right? James Cook put his cards and held it to his vest and says, you know what I want, and until you're ready to deal, I'll put my cards down and we'll really get this thing going. And Brandon Beane hasn't been in that situation with the Bills. Everything has gone his way. Here's the contract I'm giving you. We've praised Brandon Beane for how these contracts come out. Have we not? When we looked at the Ed Oliver deal, we're like, golly, that was a pretty damn good deal by Brandon Beane. We look at the Terrell Bernard deal. That's a damn good deal. Greg Rousseau. We start looking at all these deals that are done. They're like, dude, Brandon Beane is we start calling this guy the wizard. That Brandon Beane's a wizard. How did he finesse the contract in a way that the players accepted it, and he still got a bit of flexibility and room to maneuver and make things happen? So you'll love to see that portion of it. But James Cook was a whole wrench in this whole situation, because like all these other guys took pretty friendly deals, except for Josh Allen, obviously. And Josh is the one that could have asked for more and he would have got it. He was like, what's another $5 million, man? I'm good. I got 330. I'm all right? So what good would it have been? To do all this fighting and hooting and hollering, get the deal done. And that's exactly what Brandon Beane did. Get the deal done. I know what's at stake here. We're close. I need every piece I can on this team to excel. Everyone plays a part. Josh plays his part. James plays his part. O-line plays their part. Joe Brady plays his part. And hopefully the defensive side play their part. And this is what you want to see. This is exactly what you want to see. So kudos to the organization getting it all done. You love to see it. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this all plays out. So the top right now, APY running backs go like this. Saquon Barkley, 20 mil. Christian McCaffrey remains at 19 mil. Derrick Henry, 15 mil. And that's exactly what James Cook was looking for, right? When you look at $15 million, you're looking at Derrick Henry. Jonathan Taylor just underneath at 14 mil. And then here comes the rest. Tier 2, Alvin Kamara, James Cook, Josh Jacobs being paid the same at 12.2. And then right underneath them, Kyren Williams was signed, just a little over a week ago? Less than a week ago, excuse me. So that's a good barometer of what the running backs look like. And you love to see it. I'm a big fan of what's going on. So now when you look at the top guaranteed money or guaranteed contracts right now in the NFL, right now, Saquon Barkley guaranteed 36 mil. Ashton Genty, that hasn't even taken a snap yet in the NFL, he's guaranteed 35.8 mil, just underneath Saquon Barkley. Jonathan Taylor at 26.5, Derrick Henry at 24 mil, and Christian McCaffrey at 24 mil as well. So guaranteed contract for my guy James Cook. He's now at 30. Kudos to my mans, and it's a good sign. It's one of those situations where you never knew you didn't know what was going to take place. You knew the deal was going to get done, but like when, how? Kyren Williams signing 11 mil was like, okay, so maybe we have an idea of where James Cook's going to be. And Kyren Williams signing that deal probably got this sped up a lot faster. And now the saga is over with, is done with, there's no more drama. We can now focus on this team and focus on what Bills can do to now elevate and win. We need to start winning, because I'll tell you right now, we have a tall task ahead of us when it comes to who we'll be facing. We're already facing some tough squads when it comes to the Bengals, tough squads when it comes to obviously the Ravens in week 1. We still got to play the Chiefs. You know, that's like an annual game that the league is always going to put down. And then you got the AFC East that you got to deal with. So, I mean, listen, we're going to have some fun this year. This is going to be something to pay attention to. All right. So James Cook in the books, out of the way. What do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about that? Or how do you guys feel about this new deal from James Cook? I've seen multiple accounts say, listen, kudos to James Cook. He got his deal, but I don't know if I'm all, I totally agree with how much he got paid. $30 million is quite a bit when he's not used as much as Kyren Williams is to the Rams. How are you going to give him $30 million guaranteed? I get it. He's good for the Bills, but he's not worth it. You have some folks saying, hey, matter of fact, I think he's underpaid. I thought he should have got more. I thought he earned that 15. I think he should be in that $15 million mark. What I do love about this whole situation is we're getting James in his prime now. You know what I'm saying? Rookie deal done. He understands what is needed of him in this league. And now that it's all done, peace of mind is quieted. Let's roll. So now I have a question for y'all. Now that the deal is done, whether it meant something to you or whether it didn't, whether the deal got done, were there higher expectations? Would the expectations have been higher if he got paid more, or would they have been the same? So to me, when I look at the importance of James Cook and what is expected of James Cook, I'll tell you right now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. In my opinion, I thought Brandon Beane wanted to wait this one out so he can really truly see, so he can just kind of focus on, if I have to kind of, parlay and try to get, assets from, to help certain position groups. I'm not ready to pay the running back position. Maybe I don't pay the running back position. The point is, he wasn't ready to pay just yet. So what are the expectations going into this year with James Cook? Did Brandon Beane want to see him duplicate the first year? In my opinion, that's what I thought. I thought this guy wants to see him do it again. 2 touchdowns the year before, you got over 1,000 yards. I got that. And then you got 16 rushing touchdowns, tied for league lead. And now we're sitting here going, okay, can you do it again? And I'll tell you right now, James Cook was smart. James Cook's like, I gave you a taste of what I'm capable of doing. Pay up, and you're going to get the goods. But you're not going to run me through the ground like you did Devin Singletary and all them other cats. You ain't going to run me into the ground and then not pay me. Pay me what I'm owed. And I'll tell you this. And I you know me, I'm going to hit it on the, I try to keep it as real as I can. I'm still a big fan of Ray Davis. But Ray Davis did not look impressive in that preseason game. Not whatsoever. I don't think it had anything to do with the deal getting done sooner. But he didn't look impressive. He did not look impressive to me. And you got to call the spade a spade. You got to call it what it is. Now, that Giants defensive front is not a joke. Is absolutely not a joke. Once that unit is absolutely jacked up and ready to go, and I think they were missing Lawrence on that day, bro. But that Abdul Carter, bro, they've got a nasty defensive front. So whether you want to say, well, that was a good front, but there's a lot of good fronts in this NFL. But he did not impress me that game. So I wonder if it made Brandon Beane lean back and say, okay. Life without James Cook may not be as nice as I thought it would have been. Could that have been a factor in getting this deal done sooner? Who knows? But at least from my observation, the little sample size, he had 6-7 carries, 1.8 yards a pop. That ain't gonna cut it. Ty Johnson gets in there and gives us a spark. Albeit it was against second tier teams, third tier. It doesn't matter. The point is you executed. And I'll tell you right now, that Abdul Carter, that boy gonna be nice. He's gonna be a problem. He is absolutely going to be a problem. So as we dive into what this Bills team is gonna look like, I'm interested to see how it goes. Now, I do want to bring this up though, because I did find this absolutely fascinating. Somebody on Twitter, and I don't remember who that person was on Twitter, but they said, awesome. Okay, so you went and re-signed a lot of these guys that were on the team last year that had us pretty much not get over the hump. And I'm paraphrasing here because I don't remember. It was scrolling through and away we go. However, this person was saying, are we that much better off, though? With, yes, we signed back James Cook. We signed back Khalil Shakir. We signed back, we re-signed Rousseau. We re-signed Benford, right? We re-signed Bernard. We got all these guys re-signed, but did we get better? That was the question that was asked in that tweet. And I asked you guys, we re-signed the guys that we had last year, but did we get better overall, in your opinion? And if we did get better, where do you feel we did get better? And did we need to get better, or did we just need to refine some of the things that's on this roster right now because we had the talent, we just couldn't get over the hump? Because I think we're talented enough. But the real question was, did we get better? If you really look at every position group and what it looks like. Did we get better? Let's start on the offensive side of the ball. The O-line pretty much is intact. It's the same. Did we get better? I mean, you're supposed to get better every year that you're in this league, unless you're over the hump and you start declining. But if you look at across the board on the offensive line, relatively young guys. Spencer Brown, young guy. Osiris Torrance, young guy. Connor McGovern, young guy. The vet guy on the squad is Deion Dawkins, right? What is he, like 29, I think? So it's relatively still a young guy. So we should be better on the line, if not broke even. Josh Allen coming off an MVP year. You know that boy shows up every day. Puts on his hard hat and he's ready to go. The running back room remains the same, but did we get better? I think we get better with more time on the field and so on and so forth. But if we're looking at it paper-wise, same team. The real question is, did we get better at the receiver room? I think we did. Adding Josh Palmer for separation reasons, for getting downfield, young, experience in this game, I think we did. Keon Coleman should develop and be better for Josh Allen this year. Khalil Shakir, to me, I think he stays around the same. I don't think he goes any higher. I don't think he goes any lower. I think he's just going to be the reliable slot receiver that won't wow you, but he'll do his job. And sometimes that's all you need. Elijah Moore, unsure because the boy was quiet as kept. Not quieter than a church mouse. Not a peep from that game on the first preseason game. Tyrell Shavers was the one that making some noise, and KJ Hamler making some noise, but those guys ain't gonna be on the field potentially. Not a whole lot. Shavers could potentially make this squad. Curtis Samuel still dealing with lingering injuries. Did we get better on the receiver room? I used to say, yeah, we certainly did. I gotta wait and see this one. Out. I hope we do, because Josh is gonna need you. Josh is gonna need y'all. Defense side of the ball. Let's start from the top. Safety room. Did we get better? Taylor Rapp, DeMar Hamlin. Every time I can't wrap my head around having DeMar Hamlin, and I'm not hating on DeMar Hamlin because I thought he came on much better at the end of the year. That Baltimore game was his best game I've ever seen from DeMar Hamlin as a safety, as a player. But Forrest, Hamlin, Bishop, Rapp, Lewis. Bam. Seriously. And we were talking about in the draft, dude, I think safety might be a position of need that we need to address and get. We may not need to go corner first round, although I'm happy with what we've done. Don't get me wrong, but I think we had opportunities to get good safety play, but we decided not to. We said we got to go and get ourselves a corner. I'm okay with that. So I guess what we're going to do is lean on versatility. And by leaning on versatility, you now have to lean on a guy like Jordan Hancock, potentially, that has to come in and double in. And Coach McDermott was asked about that, and he mentioned Cole Bishop is not where we need him to be, but what about Hancock? He ain't where we need him to be either, for him to be getting all these reps and that people think that he's going to be doing X, Y, Z now. Is that coach talk? Is that coach talk for, I'm not trying to tell you all anything. Let me just let him work. But Bean and McDermott seem to keep it a buck, man. If they tell you a guy ain't ready, a guy ain't ready. And if he's telling you right now that he ain't ready, that safety room is going to be a little suspect. That safety room is absolutely going to be suspect this year. We're going to be paying attention. And call it what you want to call it. Jackson Dart was whipping that ball around on us in preseason. Call it what you want it, but Jackson Dart was whipping that ball around on us on preseason. I didn't like it. I personally did not like that preseason game. I wasn't a fan. I saw some good things from certain players, and I don't give a damn. It's just preseason. I didn't come out, okay, we look all right. I like that depth looks pretty good. I'm not concerned, but I'm also not like hyping them up. I'm observant. I want to see what game 2 against the Bears looks like. But Jackson Dart was whipping that ball around the yard on the defensive backfield. I wasn't a fan. I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit. And if Jackson Dart is going to be nice, kudos to Brian Dable. He found himself somebody. But man, oh man, oh man, I didn't like that. My man Kyle Thompson says, yo, DeMar out there jogging. Don't be listening to people put that he was jogging. That was, dude, he was nowhere near to be there. You know what I'm saying? When you know that the ball's there, you're not going to get there and it's not looking good, bro, I'm not going to blame him for that. If you want to say maybe he could have hustled a little harder, okay, cool. But to say, yo, that was on him, nah, bro. DB got beat. It's just what it is. Dane Jackson got beat, and that's what it is, man. Dane Jackson still looking like Dane Jackson. Dane Jackson still looking like Dane Jackson. Trey White, maybe it was the jitters, but Trey White, it didn't come out to impress me. Now, maybe my expectations were way too high, and sometimes I tend to do that. I have my expectations extremely high for this team. But Rico is preseason, I know, but I still had high expectations, and I don't think they were met. But maybe I am out of pocket and I'm tripping. So this game 2, hopefully we get a lot more of the starters playing, because the Bears, I tell you right now, they're playing their starters. How long they play their starters, who knows? But they will be playing their starters. Ben Johnson and the Bears will be playing their starters. Like my man Videsh said, you know what I'm saying? There's a standard that has to be set. He's saying that Trey White set the standard. I don't know. I'm not sure. Now, whether you want to say set the standard and it was a bad standard, I don't know exactly what you're saying. I don't want to misinterpret you, but I wasn't impressed with that game. So this game 2, I need to see some. As a Bills fan, I need to see some. I need to see a defensive spark. I need to see some push. I need to see that you guys made the Bears offense uncomfortable. If Caleb Williams goes 8 for 19 for 76 yards, you know what I'm saying? 8 for, 9 for 24. Okay, that means, that's a lot of attempts, first and foremost. He's not going to do all that. But like if he goes, eight completions for 17, and he plays, a quarter and some, the defense did their job. But if he's 13 for 19 for $126 and a touchdown, fam, what is our defense doing? And this might be way too soon to be talking like this, but I didn't come out, refreshed and loving what I saw. 1 for 11, 13 yards. If he comes out looking like that, then shoot, I'll take it. I'll take it, man. But Ben Johnson gets the best out of the quarterbacks, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. We went up against Jackson Dart, and Jackson Dart lit us up with Brian Dable calling plays. I ain't trying to see that happen again for a second time, because I'll tell you right now, if it doesn't, listen, if they come out and they whip the ball around the yard again against our starters, I ain't gonna be happy. Now, that being said, Bernard held out, didn't play. Milano played a couple snaps and he was out. So you got a lot of Joe Andreessen, you got a lot of our backups, but still, I need y'all to, step your game up a little bit. Now, let me stick to the safety room. Damar Hamlin could be starting opposite Taylor Rapp. Am I happy about it? I'm not discontent about it, but I'm not thrilled about it either. I know what we get out of Taylor Rapp. I also know what we get out of Damar Hamlin. Derek Forrest seems to just have outed himself at his competition. He wants nothing to do with this. So it is what it is. I haven't really heard a damn thing about that, brother. But if I'm looking at this safety room, the bright spot in this is what, actually, I just saw Slick Crook say it. At least they played with one another for a year. Damar Hamlin and Taylor Rapp. So they've got a bit of chemistry, if you will, with one another. Taylor Rapp has been a starter in this game before. He was a starter last year. I see him being where he needs to be. I don't see elite play coming from him, but he's definitely not a liability. Damar Hamlin, he came off a strong end of the year. It may have started off a little shaky, a little, you know what I mean? We're not sure, maybe even for himself. But he's going into another year, potentially going in as a starter if Cole Bishop isn't ready. At least he's got experience under his belt. But I still don't like the athleticism. I don't like the speed. Is he tentative to hit a little bit? Sometimes, but I don't blame him. You know what he went through. And just skillfully, I think that we could have done better at the safety room. This is why it's really disappointing that Cole Bishop just can't be on the field. And it's not his fault, but that brother just can't get on the field. That brother just can't get right. If you guys know what movie I'm talking about, can't get right. That's what it feels like. Like, jangling, you can't get right, man. And it's disheartening because, like, you invest a second-round draft pick in Cole Bishop, and that brother just can't stay on the freaking field. So when you have no time with your colleague, your counterpart, your safety next to you, you have no reps with the whole defense, you're behind again, just like you were last year. And here you go, being behind yet again. And here comes Damar Hamlin to save the day. If you told me Damar Hamlin would have been the starter to start, somebody said sign Poyer. You better stop. And the crazy thing is they might and they could. But if someone told me that Hamlin and Rapp were going to be my starting safeties going into the 25-26 season, I would have said, yo, get out of here with that, man. We just had that last year. Brandon B wouldn't do that to us again. Sean McDermott wouldn't do that to us. They wouldn't do that to us again, would they? Looks like they are. So Cole Bishop, yet again, is going to be sidelined for God knows how long. So, like, what are we supposed to do with that? Somebody tell me what we're supposed to do with that. That blows. That was the guy that I had high hopes for. I wanted to see what he was going to bring to the table. I guess we'll soon find out. Man. I wanted to see a lot more from Cole. So we'll see. I mean, it's there's still time. There's still time. I mean, he's still got to come back from that quad. I mean, I know quad injuries are tough to deal with, but if you're not 100%, bro, you're not 100%. He's still got to, it's still keeping him off practices. Dude, he's already missed 6 practices. 6 practices, bro. And Taylor Rapp had already a bum knee, but he's kind of slowly progressing back, bro. That back end of the defense is shaky. Shit is shaky, bro. Let me tell you. Don't let me tell you. Listen to your head coach talk about it and tell me if his voice to you sounds like he's happy and like he's thrilled. Does he sound thrilled to you? Does he sound happy about this? Does he sound happy that he's about to get Damar Hamlin to be the guy that's jumping into this? I think not. I absolutely think not. Listen to this, folks.
Focusing in on Taylor and Cole, that continuity together is important. Cole's been out there. T-Rap's been out there quite a bit just over the last week. He hasn't or so, but Cole's the one who's missed quite a bit of time. Again, just like last year. So it remains to be seen what he's truly able to do and do for us, and that's a big position for us, right? So, and then like I mentioned, numerous times over, it's just experiencing things together. How did you see it? How did I see it? Being in the dorm room together, that's huge. we're getting short on time. Focusing in on Taylor and Cole, that continuity together is important. Cole's been out there. T-Rap's been out though, but Cole's the one who's missed quite a bit of time, again, just like last year. So, it remains to be seen what he's truly able to do for us. And, that's a big position for us, right? So, and then like I mentioned, numerous times over, the continuity between the two of them and pairing up, kind of like the Batman and Robin piece, like it's just experiencing things together. How did you see it? How did I see it? Being in the film room together, it's huge. And we're getting short on time.
We're getting short on time. We're getting short on time. Continuity. You heard it. Continuity. What did you see? Okay, I saw it this way. What did you see? Okay, you saw it that way? Cool. Yeah, because that's the way I saw it too. Oh, boom. So we're on the same page. But you can't get these damn two players on the field at the same time because one guy's banged up and this guy's banged up, can't get on the field. Now you got the backups coming in. Bro, it's a freaking mess in the safety room. Derek Forrest couldn't be on the Commanders because the reasons that you couldn't do well in the Commanders was because they just had guys that, sometimes it happens, man. Sometimes there's teams that have great depth and you just don't have the opportunity to be on there. I don't know, bro. My man said, Rico, you nervous? I'm not nervous. Nah, I'm not nervous because at least, like I said, the bright spot is at least these two played with each other before. So there's that, but that's not who you want going out there. That's not what I want. You want to go week one against a super solid Ravens team that amped up in the receiver room, that are amped up in the O-line room, amped up in the running back room. You have a pissed off Lamar Jackson that thinks he should have won the MVP. Bro, they're going to be coming for us, bro. And they're going to take full advantage if we don't have our back end taken care of. Am I nervous? No, it's annoying. It's irritating because we could address this one. We did it last year, right? And Walter's saying it too. And he takes issue with another year of our safety free agent signing seemingly once again being a waste of cap spending. Derek Forrest looking like a questionable signing at best. Like, who did we sign last year? We signed the Chiefs backup safety. I'm forgetting his name because he never even touched the field, and he asked, like, yo, just release me, man. Was it Hill? Who was it? Who was the safety that we took from the Chiefs that was supposed to be great depth for us? Never touched the freaking field. Oh, that's a problem, man. That's a problem. Mike Edwards, excuse me, I said Hill. You got Mike Edwards that was supposed to come in and be great depth. He played on a championship team. Rah. Diddly squat. Yo, release me. Like, get me out of here. Now you got DeMar Hamlin coming in and being the guy again. And there's no shade on him. No shade. But golly, man. I think we act too late. You have a kicker that's got soreness in his pelvic area, and we just signed the kicker just shy of 4 days ago. We had our running back that played high school soccer back in the day, no shade, kicking freaking footballs in a professional league. It was cute at first, but when you come and look at it, be like, yo, come on, fam. Like, what are we doing here? That shit was a line drive. There was no pop on that bitch. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you this. Do I feel as confident going into week one with these injuries still lingering around? We're getting guys that are gonna be ready for week one with no time with the offense. We're gonna look sloppy as ever. We're gonna look sloppy as shit. And you're gonna put all that on top of Josh to try to heroically get us out of pinches and stuff. You better hope. We better hope that this defensive front can really hold it down for us. We better hope that Matt Milano, as hot as he's been sounding in training camp, he comes in hot into the season week one. We better hope Bernard comes in healthy and is ready to go. We better hope Trey White doesn't revert back to old Trey White and he's just giving up cushion and getting beat. We better hope that Christian Bedford is on it, taking one side away from the field. So it goes back to my original question, right? Did we actually get better this offseason? I'm asking you guys this question. I'm not answering. I want y'all to know. Do you feel that we actually got better this year and this offseason? It's a legitimate question. And I'm sitting here going, I don't know, man. I gotta really look at this again and look at this roster yet again and find, okay, do we feel good about this? Yo, Kyle, you ain't lying, bro. You absolute ain't lying. Ravens are hungry as ever. They are waiting. They got that bitch circled up on there. We're going to the Buffalo Bills. We're going to their home. Yo, we gonna wax that in front of everybody so they realize we're the real deal. I don't like it. I don't like it. So hopefully everyone starts to kind of get healthy at the right time. We have enough time to get some continuity going. But time is running out, man. We got a preseason game this Saturday, or is it Sunday? Is it Saturday night or Sunday night? Or the third game is on Sunday? I can't remember if it's Saturday or Sunday night. We got a preseason game this Sunday night, I believe. And we sitting here bullshitting, man. Whoo! It's gonna be a tough one, folks. It's gonna be a tough one. So let me know if there are topics you guys would like me to hit, because those are the two that I wanted to hit. Was that safety room? Obviously, James Cook is talk of the town. We're going into the preseason against the Chicago Bears. Let's see how that plays out. I got a comment coming from my guy, Signified Knows. What up, Sig? He goes, yo, heading down to Miami tomorrow morning. I walked out of work this afternoon like a king. I said, I'm on leave. Don't talk to me until Monday. I feel you, bro. I'm finishing this week. This week is my last week until I'm on leave for 2 weeks. I don't know about y'all. Do you feel that you guys have had a summer? I know that, we all work and stuff like that, but I don't feel like I've truly enjoyed my summer. I don't feel like I have. I don't think I've done enough activity. So, but I always take my vacations late August, right? Right before, obviously, the season starts, but then right before school starts for the kids. I know some of you Americans, school's already begun. We don't start till September, like first week of September. So now I got things going. I'm going to a cottage with the kids for 3 days, and we're gonna relax. I don't got to think about nothing. And obviously the week after that, we're going to PEI. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. We're going PEI for a few days to kind of just chill out with the kids and make some memories, and you know how that goes, right? So hopefully it's gonna feel like a vacation, but fam, I have not felt like I've had a vacation. Getting annoyed. I'm getting annoyed, golly. Anyway, if there are topics that you guys would like me to hit, go ahead and drop that in right now, and we'll get after it. What's up, Louise? Louise says, at least, is it Louise or Luis? I'm gonna say Louise. Louise says, I'll be at the Tampa Buffalo preseason game. My dad's got club seats ticket. Oh, that's sweet, man. I hope you enjoy it. I know it's gonna be the third game, so it's tough for you to enjoy a third week preseason where it's just gonna be strictly depth pieces. You're gonna see freaking Shane Buechele as your starting quarterback all game long. You're gonna see guys like Frank Gore Jr. and Darrington Evans as your starting receivers. Tyrell Shavers might be receiver number 1 to start. Then it'll be Caden Prather if he gets some time. You're gonna see a lot of the depth pieces. It can't be that fun to watch, but you got to do it. You got to do it. So appreciate that that question, my friend. Love that. Let me see. My man Cameron says, "Yo, been off best. I've been off to beat summer for sure. Seems like things are picking up though. Yeah, man. I hope they pick up. I needed to pick up. I needed to pick up. Brock Campbell says, you're getting older, Broham. Welcome to the club, man. Time flies, my man. After my 42nd birthday, September 1st, I know football time is here. Maybe it is. The older we get, the more like, yo, where'd the summer go? I'm sitting here going, bro, at one point we're like, man, summer's around the corner, man. We're in May. All of a sudden, I'm like, yo, are we middle of August already? What? Season. I know when the football season's into week preseason, that's when I know, shoot, yo, we gotta try to get something done because summer's looking like something else, man. I don't like it. Hard Knocks made me hate Shane less. Ooh, let's talk about Hard Knocks. How'd you guys feel about Hard Knocks? Did you guys enjoy it? I'm listening to people talk about their opinion on Hard Knocks, and some folks are saying, "Yo, it's a snooze fest, man. It's a snooze fest." They got us yapping about no damn scooter, e-scooter, this and that. Yo, get out of here with that nonsense, man. How are we featuring? And there's no shade, absolutely no shade. But like the guys that I mean, I get it. Sometimes you want to feature an undrafted player because that guy has an opportunity to make the team. So you're following, I mean, how that goes. I love that. I mean, my man Andreessen got featured. Love that because he's earning his spot. I love his story. Love that story, man. Local kid, local boy, goes to the local university, gets picked up by the local team, and he's doing work. Bro, it's a dream come true for this brother, man. Love that. Love that from Joe Andreessen, man. Those are the stories that you root for a brother like that. You root for brothers like that. So love that part. Absolutely love that part. But it's like a this is the best way I could put it. My wife says this all the time. It doesn't have you glued to your seat. Hard Knocks is one of those things where you throw it on in the background and you know what I mean, you're meal prepping for the rest of the week. You just kind of glance over and see what's going on, right? You know, Hard Night is one of those scenarios that where you're folding laundry, throw that onto the background and let that play in the background. You fold your laundry, put your laundry away, right? It's like, but it's also different. It's also Zbot and I are completely opposite. Like he loves those quirky little things where I'm like irrelevant. I want to get into position battles. I want to see who's doing what, right? Oh, the scooter we're missing. I don't give a damn about that. Yo, put me out to something else, man. But Zbot and I are totally opposite. And that's why I love my guy. But yeah, we ain't seen like that. We don't see it like we don't see things the same way. This is a Hard Knocks made for the Bills organization, but not so much for everyone else, in my opinion. This is where I agree with my man Walter. I'm enjoying it, but this is very manufactured by omission. Product information. Yeah, that's Strawberry too. We don't want to show you a whole lot. It is also preseason. It's not like it's the Hard Knocks during the season, but usually Hard Knocks, there's things you want to pay attention to. I'll tell you right now, I was actually glued to my seat when it was Hard Knocks for the Detroit Lions. I was glued to my seat. You know what I'm saying? You had these guys were in the film room. You had Kelvin Shepard. Remember, Kelvin Shepard was chewing into a guy in the room. Like you wanted to see that type of stuff, like football stuff. I don't know. I just Hard Knocks is cookie cutter. But is it cookie cutter because this is the first time that you're watching a Hard Knocks on a team that has been successful? Okay, so show me what makes them successful. Give me a coach that's chewing these guys up. Give me more football content. I guess that's what I'm asking for. Football content. That's what I'm looking for. All this herky-jerky nonsense. I mean, maybe they're saving it for episodes 3 and 4, and then we'll go from there. Right? A little bit of James Cook. They didn't really make that a story. But I mean, and listen, that's the thing. They downplayed the Cook situation. Bro, that was big. Let's say he didn't want to. They asked James Cook, bro, what was your end game? What were you thinking of doing if they didn't give you the deal? Because you were holding in. He goes, hey, pretty much we don't have to worry about that because the deal's signed, but I was ready to do what it took for me to get that deal. This brother would have held in and not done a thing until he got paid. Thank goodness that got done. But they didn't even get into that. Like, get into the nitty gritty. If you're gonna do Hard Knocks for real. They ain't never gonna invite the Bills back. They're gonna be like, yo, the Bills wanted to come back to Hard Knocks. No, thank you. But unless they're purposely doing it that way, so they never have to be asked to come back again. Who knows? But I'd like to see a little bit more, man. I'd like to see a little bit more. I don't know. Is Brandon Bean saying, yo, monitor? I don't know. Is McDermott the one? You know me saying, no, not that, not that, not that. Here's what you can film. I don't know how this Hard Knocks works, but I'll tell you, it's nice. It's cool. Throw it on in the background while you meal prep, fold laundry, do the dishes. You know what I'm saying? Unbraid your kid's hair. I mean, that type of stuff. It don't got you glued to the TV screen. But Z-Bot's glued to the TV screen for the scooter. So to each their own. Everyone's got their what does it for them. You know what I'm saying? My man Brock Campbell says it's cookie cutter enough for me to not to pay for cable, period, the last 8 years. Well, there you go. And you have people that's like that. Kim Betts says, I like Hard Knocks, but the producers is from the area and Bills fan. Oh, so he's a little biased. I didn't know that. If that's true, I didn't know that. So he's going to show you all the good stuff. We need a secret, you know what I'm saying, Dolphins fan or a Chiefs fan producer that knows, you know what I mean, to stir stuff up. You know what I'm saying? And try to catch the stuff that they really need to catch. If there was a fight, yo, let me get that fight over there. Oh, shoot. Is Josh Allen talking ish? Who's he talking to? Now, I did like seeing Josh and his receivers get to talking. All right, this is what I need from you. You're seeing a sense of leadership coming out of Josh. You like that. You like to see that. So, but it's like, it's not really intense. I think I wanted a little bit more intense, but maybe episodes 3 and 4 ramp things up and it becomes a little bit more intense. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But for the most part, most folks are saying, I mean, it's okay. It's going all right. It's just, it's nothing to write home about. Hard Knocks is really not a whole lot to write home about. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I mean, let me give you a clip of what you KJ Hamler. I mean, pretty much commenting on how he got wide open like that.
I see that. Say, oh, 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 whoa, oh. I see that.
I kind of like, I like that type of stuff. Like, give me more of that. Give me more. Like, I want 75% of that on my Hard Knocks, whatever I'm watching. Walter says, yo, this feels like more like love taps more than a Hard Knocks. For real, right? You're not lying, man. Because the hardships, controversies, the generalities from bad teams isn't there. You're right. It's true. It's just like we're cleaning things up. We're cleaning things up, guys. Don't worry about it. We're just cleaning things up. You know, ain't nothing really going on. There's not a true renovation. You're seeing the demolition of something and the rebuilding of something, right? Right now, it's love taps, man. Saying it, you know, Hard Knocks is love taps. I got you. I got you, man. But I mean, listen, I've been surprised before. Maybe, just maybe, some of these storylines will start to materialize, and we see a lot more. Here's another one here from some Damar Hamlin. I was a fan of this. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh man, I'm sick and tired of Damar Hamlin and all this Damar Hamlin stuff." But I actually enjoyed this portion of it. I was a fan of it. I don't know about you guys, but I enjoyed it.
Thank you, God. Focus, fellowship.
Maybe because I'm a Christian man and I see this and I understand it. You don't necessarily have to be a Christian man to or a religious individual to see that, but it resonates more when you see someone that you see what they went through and they're appreciative for everything and anything that goes around
For
them.
brotherhood, for teammates, for all the amazing.
So obviously, this is all for TV too.
All the
so
amazing things you get from this game, Lord God. We know this game is hard. This is hard, but you bring us a lot of amazing things from this game, and I'm just thankful to still be here.
kind of cool, not gonna lie.
Thank you, God. You bring us so many good things from this game.
But I will say this though, it is kind of cringe a little bit because like you got to sit there and say, all right, Damar, do you mind having a moment? You know what I mean, when you're sitting there, because I saw you do it yesterday. What were you doing there? I assume this is what takes place. What were you doing there? Oh, I was just having a moment to myself. I was just praying and so on. Hey, do you mind if we catch you and mic you up and see how that works out? Go ahead. We won't even be like we're there. It's a moment. Just we'll put the mic on you. Kind of cringe, but that's Hard Knocks. That's what people pay for, man. That's what people pay for, man. That's what they want. That's what they want. My man Josh says, "Yo, Rico, I need that poster behind you, bro. Where'd you get it? You talking about this one right here? This one right here, or are you talking about the one from The Office? Because I'm a big Office guy. So which one are you referring to? Or are you talking about my Buffalo Fanatics plaque? You talk to me, bro. But if you're talking about this right here, funny enough, I was at a grocery store, and I don't know about you guys, but grocery stores in Canada, they'll have these secret auctions. And the minute I saw this, I was like, ain't no way somebody's outbidding me on this one. Nobody's going to outbid me on this one. I'm getting it. And I did. There was no way. You see Kobe, you see Jordan. Like, that's an iconic pick, man. And every time I go to the grocery store, I'm always looking for, what's next. So if I see a Buffalo Bills one coming soon, I gotta try to, broaden my wall a little bit so I can get a little bit more. But yeah, that's what it looks like, man. That's what it looks like. So, all right, folks, that is my time. I appreciate you guys very much. So we gave you a double show. My man Zebot jumped in and was cracked top of the morning, was ready to give you all some love and say, yo, the deal got done. Welcome, Buffalo Bills, James Cook. We're going to wrap this up together. I'd love to see it. And this is me coming and let you guys know, man, they broke down the contract. The contract's been broken down. And right now, what you're looking at is a win-win for both the team and a win for James Cook and the Bills, right? The Bills get cap relief. They save $2.2 million, and his cap hit is at 5.8. How could you go wrong with that? That's everybody's pleased about that. And it works out well for the team. And on top of that, my man gets an extension with the team, $30 million guaranteed, and he's here with the team for 3 years at least, unless the team wants to cut him and take on a big dead cap hit. But that's what it is. So James Cook returns to the team that he never wanted to leave in the first place. Brandon Beane and our guy and his agents Hillier, they knock out a deal, and now everybody's happy. Everybody's got James Cook's got his contract. We got our running back, and let's freaking roll. Nothing else to talk about. Now we got business to handle. All that is out the way. Now we got business to handle. So speaking of business to handle, do me a favor. And if you have not, I don't know, I don't want you guys waiting on it any longer. Go and get your Let James Cook tees. Let James cook. He got his money. He was cooking it up. You have an opportunity to go and get that right now. Supportbf.com. Go ahead and get that. And now it hits even more now. It hits even more. So go ahead and cop your tees and we'll go from there. So, all right, time for me to sign off, folks. I hope you guys appreciated the show. If you guys enjoyed it, do me a favor before you guys get out of here. Do me a favor and smash that like multiple times. Let's get this video to 200 likes, right before the season starts, and we'll get it cracking going from there. So last but not least, man, that's it. We've signed all our dogs that we need. Now it's about propelling and getting us forward. Getting us forward, folks. James Cook, back with the Bills. Long-term deal, $30 million guaranteed. We get our running back. We get our quarterback. We have our O-line. We have our offensive coordinator. We should be a well-oiled machine ready to get going. No more drama. All the drama's behind us. Now it's about going forward. The one concern that I have with very little time to even address it is the defense, but more specifically, the safety room. What do we have going back there? What do we see? Are we happy about it? Those are the things that we need to see. So if you guys want to support the Buffalo Fanatics, all things supporting Buffalo Fanatics is www.supportbf.com. All things are there. If you have not joined, go ahead and join. If you have not become a subscriber, subscribe. Don't play. Subscribe to the channel. Do all of that. And if you want to be a member, it's that simple as well. Supportbf.com. And we'll go from there. Folks, have yourself a fantastic evening. And we'll catch you guys on the flip. And we'll see you potentially on Friday with my guy Z-Bot if he's ready to go. So, folks, and on the flip. Have a good night. Peace.